Welcome to chapter 82 of Memoirs of a White Guy. I'm back, and today I'm joined by a button, a green and gold button that says only an assortment of 10 Australian slang words / sayings, I would say. It's one of the most pointless things that I can't even speak. I've been listening to this for too long. I literally have lost my vocabulary. Alright. So this was sitting on the radio desk. I was like, came into the radio station to record the podcast, and I get in there, and there's this button on the table that just says, "G'day." It's a green and gold button, and
She'll be right.
what a fucking waste of space. What I can't get over is someone's invested in this. It's a Happy Meal toy. That's what this is. Someone's invested in this product to the point where someone else has then gone, great idea, let's fund it. And then not only that, so that's two mistakes that have been made to make this exist. But then not only that, there was clearly a demand for the product, and then someone bought it. Unless it's been sent to the radio station for free, this is a complete waste of money, and I don't think company funds should have been sent on this.
G'day, mate.
Oh, is that good radio?
You.
Alright, that's pretty good radio. But you know, some guy had a chat, right? He had a chat. He's like, "Hey mate, I got a great idea. It's a button you press, and it just says Australian shit." And some other guy was just like rubbing his hands, like, "This guy's a dickhead." And they signed the deal, and then he was like,
"Cheers, mate."
And then I don't know what's sadder, the fact that I know the order. Wait, so that was cheers, mate. Next should be Struth.
Crikey.
Nah, crikey, damn it. Alright, I give up. I'm putting it down now. But you know what I mean? Someone's put money into that. Someone was like, "I'll fund that." Jesus Christ. See, I don't know if I think about this more than other people, but whenever I see a product like this, I just think about, what if everyone dropped dead tomorrow? The whole human race, everyone in civilization dropped dead, and then aliens came down to Earth, and then this is the first thing that they discover. This is their first ever taste. Like, this is not a first impression you want to give off to another species.
No worries.
I mean, they'll just fuck off straight back to Mars. It'd be a great ploy to get rid of them, alright? But after that,
Fair dinkum.
they're not going to be impressed, okay? They're hearing that shit and going, "Oh, great. This species is clearly not as evolved as we first thought." I mean, they'd look around and they'd see big skyscrapers. They'd see the remains of airplanes that have flown through the air. They'd go to Egypt and there'd be pyramids as tall as the clouds. And then they'd see this and be like,
Straight.
was this made by the same species? You're telling me the species that made the Great Wall of China, alright, also came up with this? They'd leave. Goodbye. Skedaddle. They're off. Alright, the aliens are just off. I'm going to put it down the table now because we've gone a full circle now. Now, if you have to hear QE another time, then I guess I'll have to quit the podcast, okay? Alright, what's been happening? It's been a big week, guys. Very big week. Because I saw a guy with a fake mustache. Yep. You're probably thinking, Luke, no one would wear an unironic fake mustache. And to that I would say, try again. I saw a guy. I can prove it. I mean, I didn't take a picture of him. I regret not taking a picture of him. That's the kind of moment in life where I don't like how people document things and all the time. Everyone's Snapchatting, their Instagramming stuff. And I do it too. But right, it's kind of my job, right? Social media. But I don't like, people always capturing everything, and I don't really get around that. But if you see someone with a fake mustache, you get out your phone and you snap away, my friend, okay? You document the shit out of that. See, that's the shit that if I was an alien, I would be impressed with. Not the mustache, not the fake mustache. That's horrible, okay? But I'll be impressed with, oh, wow, someone has had the initiative to document this disaster on this guy's upper lip. Great work. As a foreign extraterrestrial species, I'll be very impressed by that initiative, right? But I didn't have that initiative at the time. Didn't have the foresight that this. It all happened so fast, right? So I was crossing the road outside the radio station, a traffic light crossing. I'm kind of probably just staring at my phone like everyone else, right? And I look up and I spot a guy on the other side of the traffic light crossing who's coming towards me with an abnormally thick stash. I'm talking puts Chopper Reed to shame, puts every mustache you've ever seen. If you might be listening to this thinking, Luke, I've got a great mustache. There might be a guy listening to this going like, or a girl, I mean, whatever you're into. Alright, I'm not judging, alright? It's just hormones are hormones, alright? So if you're sitting here going, Luke, I've got a way better stash than this guy, whatever you're describing, stop. Think again, okay? You don't. I know, okay? I didn't get proof, but I know. This guy's stash was so thick, it looked like a carpet. It looked like a welcome mat on his face, just across his upper lip, right? And the reason I know, at the first I was thinking, wow, I've never seen a mustache this dense on someone's face. And then as soon as I got about 3 or 4 meters away from him, I clicked and went, that's not naturally grown. That is not an organic stash. That is proper, stuck on, not even well. It was drooping over his upper lip. And then I must have laughed. I mean, I'm not a person who hides my emotions. If I see someone with a fake mustache, prepare to get laughed at directly to your face, okay? And that's not a fault of me. That's not me being rude. That's your decision to leave the house that day with a fucking lip toupee, okay? That's entirely on you, my friend. And if someone else happens to find amusement out of your face, maybe rethink how you go about your face. Alright? That's not the other person's fault. You've got a crazy face. So I left, I started laughing, right? And he must have noticed, the guy must have clocked me laughing and gone, oh shit, I've been busted. I've been compromised. He knows about my dirty secret, alright? And it's not a secret, by the way. He wasn't keeping it hidden. But it was almost to the point of comical costume mustache fake. Like, if you're dressing up as like a 70s porn star, or you're dressing up as a bikie with a handlebar mustache, or, you know what I mean, like a 70s cop, right? We're talking $2 costume shop, you buy a pack of 5 mustaches for $1.99, right? That was the level of denseness, and everyone knows what those fake mustaches are like. They're terrible, they don't stick properly, right? It was just embarrassing, right? So it was drooping over his lip. And as I looked at him and I must have giggled or smirked. I don't really remember, but he noticed me, he's gone, oh shit, I've been compromised, right? People are aware of my stash. And then he quickly grabbed his 2 fingers, put them apart in like a reverse peace symbol, and then just bang. Wrapped them, just completely, tried to press back his mustache, re-stick it to his face with 2 fingers as smoothly as possible. And I'm like, mate, give up. Rip it off. You'll be freer. I honestly think you'll be more confident if you lose the stash. Give it up. Send that stash to the hills. It's not fooling anyone, alright? It's a disaster. It's really inviting public ridicule. That's all that stash is doing, right? So that was probably the highlight of my week. I mean, I've opened the podcast already with the best thing that's happened all week, but I think even you guys would agree. Hey, Luke, fake stash, pretty good week. Something else, okay, and the next day, right? I was thinking, fake stash? That guy's a little bit too old to be having a fake stash. I mean, there's no age where you should ever have a fake mustache. I want to make that clear to all the youngins listening, okay? It doesn't matter if you're fucking 2 or you're 80, alright? There's no time period in anyone's human lifespan where you should be like, wake up, have my Wheat Bix or whatever you eat. I'm not going to judge you on your cereal preference. Have your cornflakes, have your Cocoa Puffs, whatever you eat. Go to the bathroom, brush my teeth. Oh, got to put on my clothes, ready for the day. And before I go, got to put on my fake stash. No deal, okay? Big cross to that. No time in your life you should ever be like, and then I'll grab my fake stash. No. Leave the house. Fuck off. Do something better. Because you know what? And you know what got me about the fake stash? Mustaches aren't in. Mustaches aren't in right now. It's not cool to have a mustache. Even if he had a real stash that thick, I should have been like, you need to shave, bro. Like, you know, I wouldn't have been impressed anyway. Poor guy. He's probably walking. I know he still has it. And you know what else? You can tell he, like, takes it out at night and, like, lays it on his bedside table like how old people take out their teeth and put in a glass of water. He probably has a little glass of water for his fake stash just to keep it in premium condition for the next day. I mean, that explains why it wasn't sticking. Alright, mate? You probably should lay it on some honey or some glue overnight, or just jizz on it a little bit, and then it'll create a better adhesive to your face and it'll stick a bit better. But you can just tell he took pride in his stash, and he was ashamed of it for sure, because he fixed it straight away when he noticed it was drooping off his face. But he wasn't nearly ashamed enough to not wear it. I know for a fact he wore it the next day. He wasn't ashamed enough to cease. He wasn't like, that guy looked at me weird, I should quit this fake stash game. No. He was like, bad luck, someone noticed, we'll try again tomorrow. And the day after that, and the day after that. So let me know, if you guys see a guy walking around South Melbourne with a fake stash, hit me up, take a pic, document it, alright? That was the mistake I made. Document it, share it round. The world needs to see that, hey, I'm here for you, man. I feel you. I don't really understand you, but I feel your pain. Who's that self-conscious? Who's that self-conscious that they're like, fuck, I can't grow a mustache. Quick, duck into the costume store. This'll change everything. Do you reckon he fucks with that stash on? Do you reckon he's like just putting away some guy or girl, whatever he's into? Or, you know what? You know what? The guy wearing a fake stash, you don't even know if he's into humans, right? He's putting away whatever breathing being is probably putting away a fucking flower. Like, he's just plowing a fern. I don't even know what this guy will be into, right? He was a creep, is what I'm trying to say, is right? He's fucking away, and then, like, you know, he's fucking so hard that it starts to droop again, and then he has to re-stick it. There's no way, if he is fucking another human, that they're like, oh, hang on, love, just fix your stash. Nah. I don't think any girls ever cummed over a fake stash. I mean, look, prove me wrong at luke.kidgell@gmail.com, okay? You can email me anytime, but prove me wrong. I just doubt that someone's done a little orgasm over a fake stash. Alright, moving on. The second best thing I saw, right? The day after this happened. Another guy doing a thing that you're too old to be doing. You're too old to be doing this activity. I'm at a traffic light, but this time, I realize how much time I spend just observing people at traffic lights. This time, I'm not walking, I'm in my car, right? I get stopped at a red light, and there's a pedestrian crossing that's going across the front, right? People are walking across, and all of a sudden, this guy who looks about 40 to 45 years old, right? Mid-40s, very evidently, is just skateboarding across the road, right? And then he got to the edge of the curve and he kicked it up and he kind of fucked the kick up a bit and his board almost went out on the other side of Hoddle Street. So busy road, 80-kilometre road. If your board had come out across the road, would have caused a huge accident, right? But this guy's just skateboarding. He tries to do a little trick at the end. He tries to like ollie up on the pavement. He fucks it. Then he tries to kick it up to himself and he fucks that too, right? And I lost my shit. It was the funniest thing. I wasn't even with anyone. I was just like, dude, this guy thinks he's fucking Tony Hawk. And you... So you're 40. So Tony Hawk's 49, right? And he's already too old to be skateboarding. Like, but this guy crossing Hoddle Street, it's like, mate, you're not pro... This isn't Pro Skater 2, okay? You clearly can't do an ollie yet. Give up. I could see his arthritis kicking in. Alright? Give up. You're done. Skateboarding, you missed it. He clearly didn't do it as a kid because he wasn't good at skateboarding. So it's not a thing you pick up later in your life. It's not knitting, it's not bingo, it's not golf, you know what I mean? That's a thing that you can start later in life. Those are all things that kind of, you know, like a fine wine, it gets better with age. Skateboarding, if you're over 30 and you can't skateboard, never try. Never go, maybe I should just try a kickflip. Nuh-uh, you'll end up on like Fail Army or Funny Stone Videos. I don't think that show's still on, but You know what I mean? You'll end up in an internet compilation. Give it a rest, okay? Anything with a board. You know what? Rollerblading. Actually, you know what? Rollerblading you can do between 40 and 50 only because I feel bad for you. And you grew up in an era where for like a brief moment in time, rollerblading was the shit, okay? So I'll give you that. If you want to relive this weird fantasy where you're on fucking Venice Beach and you're skating down and you wink at a chick and you don't fuck it, right? If you wink at her and you do a little 360, you do a little trick, right? If you want to relive that fantasy down the middle of Hoddle Street on your blades, then go for it, man. Be my guest. But don't try and ollie up on the pavement with your skateboard on. His skateboard had like a naked, not a naked, like a skimpy lady in a bikini, like an artwork. You know, like the bottom of the deck, it'll have like artwork on it. It was like the artwork was like this chick with double D tits, like in a pink skimpy bikini, right? And I'm like, if you're gonna skateboard, get an age-appropriate skateboard. That's a skateboard that a 13-year-old has. Okay, like, oh look, tits. Like drawn tits, animated tits on my board. Even a 15-year-old would be like, grow the fuck up, alright? You know what I mean? Like, who's skateboarding over 40? Give it up. I mean, you're not Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk needs to give it up. I mean, and he can still kick it on a half pipe, and it's still sad, right? Man, a news article came out of Tony Hawk skateboarding. This lady didn't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna. He tweeted the other day, right? This interaction he had with a lady in the plane, where the lady was like, "Hey, is this your board in? Is this your skateboard in the overhead luggage?" And he was like, "Yep, it is." And she didn't obviously recognize who Tony Hawk was. Didn't know he was a skater. And the end of the story, this lady just laughed at him, right? Because he was a 49-year-old male with a skateboard, and he was like, "Oh, isn't that so weird that I got laughed at for skateboarding?" You're 50. You're almost 50, man. She was totally in the right to be like, a grown man with a deck, like a skateboard deck on a plane. It's like, not only that, it's like, it's so important to him that he takes it on a plane. And that's fair enough if you're Tony Hawk, right? But she has no idea who Tony Hawk is, right? In her head, it's what I saw on Hoddle Street, right? It's what I saw sitting in my car, just a sad dude, trying to hold on desperately to his youth, okay? Give it up, alright? It's done. Skateboarding's done. You know who I don't judge, actually? Guys and girls, like grown-ups who ride around those little scooters. Not razors. I'm talking like efficient, like A to B. I'm in a suit. I've got my satchel over my bag. Right? I got my satchel bag over my hip, and I'm scooting to work. I don't judge those people. I mean, I don't think they're cool, right? But often they've got a little cute helmet on. They've got like arm pads, right? And they're just trying to get to and from the station, to and from work. They just want to get home and watch the 6 o'clock news, right? You can't judge that. I don't judge those people with efficient scootering. But skateboarding's not even that efficient. You still have to like push. It's not like a bike where you can go on the road and there's bike lanes and it's quick. It's almost like as quick as a car in traffic. You're still waiting at the pedestrian traffic light with everyone who's walking. It's like, you know what it is? It's like that guy who speeds up at a red light. Like, he speeds up and then, like, you catch him at the red light and you're like, why'd you go 80 kilometer in a 60 zone, you dickhead? Like, you're not getting here any faster. Because I watched this guy, he's skateboarding along and I guess he weaves past a few people walking, and then he has to stop at the red light, at the traffic light, and all these walking people catch up, and they weren't you know what I mean? They weren't dickheads because they were walking like a grown up, okay? If you feel, you know what? Just borderline. If you're over 40 and you're like, I need to get around on wheels that aren't a car, grow up. Alright, it's done. I'll give you efficient scootering, that's it. Okay, what else is there? Imagine ripsticking when you're 40. You're like, dude, the last time I saw someone riding a ripstick was in like 2011 at a caravan park over Christmas holidays. Like some kid just like 4 days after Christmas was like, oh, my dad bought it for me, I'll give it a fucking go. Give up. You're too old for that shit, okay? All right, what else? I don't even know what I want to talk about today. I don't think that was it. All right, I got sent an email during the week from, it was like this care super, like my super, what's it called? Your superannuation company, right? They sent me this email about an ad audition, right? I'm just finding the email now, okay? The subject title of the email just completely threw me off. It's not what I expect from my superannuation company, right? It said, Luke, want to star in an advertising campaign? ? And this caught my attention. I was like, no, I don't, but I want to hear them out. I want to see what they want me to do or what they're emailing about, right? I never open these emails. Who opens emails from their superannuation company? Super doesn't count till I'm retired. Alright? I don't open that shit, okay? So I opened this one, and it said, Dear Luke, we are working on an exciting new branding exercise, and we're on the hunt for our members to represent us. We're looking for people from all different backgrounds across all different age groups to be the new faces of Care Super. And then it said, these are the... So already, this is what this company's doing. They can't be bothered to pay... They clearly don't have the budget to pay actors. So they're literally sending an email to every single person, like, on their company, like, all their clients, just going, like, we want you to be in an ad for us for free. Just to see if anyone signed up to them is that desperate to be on television, right? And this is what got me. Their categories of, like, what we're looking for is, are you aged between 18 and 80? That's it. That's almost 90% of people. That, oh, you know, it probably is. Oh, maybe like 85% of people. That's almost an entire human lifespan. Are you aged between 18? Yes. Anyone legally, because you're probably not allowed to do it if you're under 18. And they're pretty rude if you're 81. Alright, and they're like, mate, your mind's mush. We don't want to hear from you in our ad. But that's rough. But man... And then, are you available to spend a couple of hours in front of the camera on the 14th of May? Yes? Great. No, I didn't answer. It's answering for me as well. And then, right, so if you are so desperate to be on Australian television on an ad for a superannuation company, this is what you have to do. Not only will they not pay you by the sounds of it, you have to send a good quality headshot to these people, a full-length photo of your body, right? Because they don't want fatties, alright? You don't want a fatty, you don't want a ranger, you don't want... I'm joking, alright? They wanted people from all different backgrounds. If, you know what I mean? They probably... It's very, you know, it's essentially like, we want to judge you. Who in their right mind is like, this is my calling? Even if you're an actor, it'd be your job. Or even if you're an aspiring actor, this isn't the way to go about it, okay? And then it says, email it all. Are you ready? It says, email it all to spackham@caresuper.com. Actually, you know what? Can you guys... I can't be fucked. But, can you guys email yourselves if you want to be a part of this ad? Dude, you're not even on the same super company, but just do it anyway. Can you email a good quality head photo of yourself? Oh, you know what? I just realized that people are going to email them my head. Whatever, do what you want. Actually do it. Email them a good quality picture of my head, a full-length photo of me, and my contact details. Just make them up. Alright, you've already got my email. And email it to Spackham, so SPACK ham @caresuper.com.au. Email all my details to them, and yeah, I want to see if they get back to me. I'm not going to do it, alright? I don't think this is my calling, but and then it says at the bottom, make me a star. Oh yeah, you reckon how this is Brad Pitt got started, did ya? In a superannuation ad on Australian television, just running between reruns of Home and Away. Make me a star. It's so funny that I'm laughing at it, but I know there's other people who read this email and were like, oh, this is my big break. This is how, you know what I mean? Like, you know what it is? It's the fantasy of people going like, it's like the coffee shop thing of people who just go to LA and they hope that like a big Hollywood movie director or executive will just walk in to the just walk into the building and be like, oh my god, stop serving coffee right now, you're perfect. You're perfect. No, that never happens, alright? There's going to be no one on set at this superannuation audition, alright? Not even that, on this ad shoot that's going to be like, we're going to make you a star, alright? You're starting here, but expect to be in Thor 6, alright? Starring alongside Chris Hemsworth, alright? No. No one's like, I mean, he was great in that superannuation ad. Let's see how he goes in the next Star Wars film. Oh, man. So that was pretty funny. Dude. And another thing I need to address, right, before we, before the end of the podcast is the old high school band that I was in, alright? Last week, if you didn't listen to the episode with Joseph, go listen to it. It's a great ep. It was addressed into... I was on Joseph Green's podcast, right? He was on my podcast, and he also has his own podcast called Returning Home with Joseph Green, where he interviews comedians and just has guests on and stuff and talk about life, right? And I was on Joseph's podcast, and on that we were talking about similar things. We were talking about that I was in a high school band, and it came up that, yes, I was in a high school band called Sunday Heist in year 12, and then it also came up on his podcast, which we recorded about 6 months ago, that I was also in a high school band in year 9. And I'm not going to say the name, because that's my... And during the week, right, and I said that, I'm like, I'll never say the name of that high school band on the podcast. But I did say it on Joseph Green's podcast that I was on. And I said that in last week's podcast. I was like, yeah, look, if you want to go find it... And I was honestly expecting... I was expecting 1 or 2 people to go, yeah, I'm going to go and find out what this band is. Oh, how many people do you reckon did it? 40? 50? Probably at least 50 messages, screenshots, people sending me videos that are on YouTube of this old band, because I don't know how to take them down. I forgot the password to that account. I don't... Brutal. And look, now you can find it now. It's in the Facebook group. It's in the Memoirs of a White Guy Facebook group. The band name's in there. I'm not going to say it, because fuck her, you know what I mean? I'm not going to... You know what it is? It's like Voldemort, okay? It's the band that shall not be named. It's a dark time in my life that I don't like to talk about. It was a time where I wanted to be in a pop punk band, and then I still failed at that. Instead, we played one of the covers that is on YouTube is a 1985 cover by Bowling for Soup, a Blink-182 cover of one of their newer songs at the time, and I forget what else, and I think an original song, which I don't even want to, you know what, fuck it, I'm naming the band, and you know, it's always better to be ahead of the scandal anyway. I'm going to do a song review of our original song right now, okay? I really don't want to do this. Do you know how much shit I copped during the week? Like, it's not even like, haha, you in this band, that's so funny. It's like, haha, bro. It's not even you guys suck, because it was an awful band, right? Dude, the singer couldn't even sing, alright? It was just awful, okay? It's more just like, I don't think, no one was cool in year 9. You know what I mean? No one hit their peak, like, just after year 8 and was like, now's where I really become a grown-up, cool guy, okay? No, it doesn't happen, right? So it was this weird phase in my life. I think I had a side fringe, right? I still kind of have a side fringe, but I used to straighten it, right? You know what I mean? Like, now I just, my hair just sits there, right? I don't touch it. I used to straighten it every morning before school. It was inspired by My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, and Panic at the Disco, and Blink-182 are my favourite bands. It was a dark time in my life. Alright, I've got the video up. I'm just going to say it. The band was called No Break Avenue. I don't think the Facebook page still exists. So I don't think you can Google Facebook. I think the only place you can find it is on YouTube. There's just already comments on it. 1 day ago. Luke, you bloody madman. The best thing about this video is the high resolution and the state-of-the-art sound quality. Yes, sarcasm. Love it. What were the songs we did? I forgot, man. Natives by Blink-182, Bowling for Soup cover, and I'm gonna review our original song, which I completely forgot about, because I think I was saying last week that I don't think we did any originals in this band. I completely forgot about this song to the point where it was only reminded of me when someone posted it in the Facebook group during the week. I forgot this existed. I'd buried this memory of this Year 9 band so deep that it just... I don't know. I think it was out of shame. I just completely forgot about it. And I was like, oh shit, we wrote a song. And the song, ladies and gentlemen, was about, you know, what do you guys think it could be about? It could be about love. It could be about heartache. It could be about friendship. Or it could be about, like, you know, it was a pop punk kind of thing. It could be like cool, and it could be about rebelling against the man, you know, sticking it, a non-conformist teenage punk rock song about, you know, sticking it to the system. Nuh-uh. Wasn't about any of those things. Wasn't about love. Wasn't about high school. What was it about, Luke? Pokemon. Sorry, what? We wrote a song about Pokemon called Victory Road. Oh, you mean the children's Game Boy game? You're correct. Yes. We wrote a song about Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. Yep. That's where I used to draw all my inspiration. And the worst part about it was, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to... You don't know. You have no idea how much I want to sit here and tell you today that I didn't write the song. I would love to tell you, oh, it was our guitarist. Oh, our singer wrote the lyrics for that. Actually, I was our guitarist. Whatever, but like, we had 2 guitarists, right? There was 5 people in this band, because we really needed 5 people to be that shit. I would love to sit here and tell you, they'd be like, wasn't my idea, I just played the song. It was my idea. I remember now, it's all coming back to me. I remember rocking up to band practice and being like, hey guys, I got it. Been playing a lot of Fire Red lately. I've been catching them all out there, battling hardcore. Alright, I'm outside of Pallet Town. I'm on my journey. I'd made it to the end. I was on Victory Road. Alright, we're about to go for the Elite Four. Alright, that's a Pokemon reference if you're not into it. This is where I draw my inspiration from. And this is the song we wrote, I guess. And I guess I'll give you a lyrical breakdown as we go along the video. I hope you guys can hear it on the video. So, alright, let's do it. You'll just hear then, that's my mum saying, go Luke. So my mum's filming this, and she says, go Luke. I'll play that again in case you didn't hear it. Go Luke! Again, this was a dark time in my life that I didn't want to go here. I don't even know how this started. I think someone emailed me, was like, oh, were you in another high school band? And dickhead. Right? Alright, so we're 3 seconds in and already my mum's yelling, go Luke. Great. Love it. This isn't embarrassing at all. This isn't humiliating. I'm only sharing this to thousands of people right now. Continue.
Go boys.
That was go boys, and then followed by an awful screech sound of a guitar that was clearly out of tune. I'll play that again.
Go boys.
Ooh. Oh, man. That's not even music. That's sound. That's like amplification and noise, but wouldn't define that as a note or music. And I'm playing that. That's my guitar. I've dropped my pick. 15 seconds into the song. It's out. By the way, this is the first ever time I'd ever performed in front of people ever. Right? It was that we only did 1 gig with No Break Avenue, this Year 9 band. Right? Dude, I'm wearing a Vans Off the Wall t-shirt in this video that I still own and still wear. I'm the worst. I'm the worst person. Whatever, fuck it, let's keep going. Right, so I'm playing awful guitar, and then 13 seconds in, I drop my pick, and then bend down to pick it up, right? And the singer of the band, by the way, go watch this video if you haven't, okay? Just watch it now. Stop the podcast, go watch it, then you'll thoroughly enjoy this review so much more, okay? The singer of the band, right, his name is Hayden, we no longer chat, he is standing there so awkwardly. Like, his hands are in his pocket, and there's clearly like a 25-second instrumental here at the start, and he has no idea what to do, because he doesn't have an instrument, he's just awkwardly standing there, and... Oh, shut up. Alright, let's do it. So Alright, I don't know if I'll be able to review this properly without it being shit, because I forget the lyrics, right? Oh, I talk about what it's like to be a Pokemon master. So it goes, you see it on the movies, you see it in the TV, because there's TV shows and movies. I thought that was clever. Back in the day, I was like, bro, you see it in the movies, you see it on TV. I'm a fucking genius. Dude, I thought I was like Jaden Smith back in the day. You know what? This is what would have happened. I'm glad I didn't have social media. I mean, I did. I had a Facebook account at this point. Right? This is the time of my life where I was posting, like, Blink-182 lyrics as statuses, like, to be deep. Dude, I'm gonna have no fans after this. People are gonna be like, see me for who I am. See me for the piece of shit that I am. Like, I don't want to fucking support this guy. Oh, man. Oh, dude. I don't even know, like, this isn't even about Pokemon. Right, and by the way, I'm just doing these mistimed, like, jumps to the song, because I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be like Mark Hoppus from Blink-182. He, like, jumps up and down, and I think I'm cool, but I'm, like, mistiming jumps. Just go watch this shit. It's a disaster from start to finish. It's really hard to review live on the podcast. Wait, what did that say? All the kids are owned a what? Did that say to all the kids who owned a Game Boy, you know who you are? I don't know if I can keep doing this, guys. I don't think this is good content, but B, I really don't want to sit through this. Like, it's making me, like, depressed. I'll just do the chorus. Alright, so the lyrics of the chorus go, Generation 1, can you hear... I think I remember it now. Generation 1, can you hear me? You've been there from the start. Training hard for all your glory. And living in the past. Oh my god. Oh, I can't do it anymore. Just go watch it, okay? I'm done, alright? It's so cringe. Dude, someone put this on the fucking R subreddit. R cringe, alright? Put it on the Reddit. Sorry, Alright, sorry, I can't do that anymore. Just go watch it, alright? It's called Victory Road by No Break Avenue. Search it. Oh, and dude, our YouTube channel is called No Break Avenue TV. Wait, 2012? Dude, this wasn't in, oh my god, I was in year 10. Not year 9. Oh man, I've never been more ashamed of anything in my life, okay? Go watch it. I don't want to hear about it after this week, alright? Can we let it sit? I know I'm going to hear about it. You guys are brutal, alright? I'm going to get so much shit for this. Alright, I'm moving on. It's out in the open now, and I've tried to be open about it, but I can't do it. Judge me. Do it. I deserve it, okay? What do I want to talk about next? Okay, this one, dude. I've been wanting to talk about this for ages on the podcast because I talked about it on the podcast that didn't record, right? There was that week where the podcast didn't record, and then I did this whole podcast, right? And I did this and that podcast, and I didn't want to go back to it straight away because I didn't want to say the same thing over and over. I feel like a crazy person, right? But a guy named Nick sent me, he did a university assignment on me, like he had to do a university assignment on a comedian, and he sent me the assignment, and I was like, hey man, this is great, in the sense that it wasn't. Can I grade this on the podcast? And he's like, yeah man, go ahead. Just don't mention what uni I'm from. So, great. I've got his assignment up now on my computer, and it's all about the comedy festival and stuff, and I don't know what amuses me the most. He has a go at VCAL kids in this assignment, right? Because he's talking about my VCAL video and the response that it got, but he spells about every third word wrong, okay? And he also clearly thinks I'm a lot more famous than I am. Here's a review, right? So I'm just going to grade this like how a teacher would. My criteria, I would say, would be accuracy of the content. Is what you're saying true? Spelling mistakes and general English. Can you speak? And I would say the third bit of criteria is, am I thoroughly amused by this? So those are the three things I'm judging this assignment on, Nick. You're already going well in the amusement part, alright? Where/when is the comedy festival? Alright, that's pretty boring. Anyway, who will be performing? Many mainline Australian comedians. Already. You've meant to say mainstream. I know you've meant to say mainstream comedians. Mainline. What's that? What does that mean? What are you talking? Speak English, okay? Many mainline Australian comedians. Alex Williamson. Not such as. Many mainline Australian comedians. No comma. Alex Williamson. Celia Pacquola. Luke Kidgell. And Dave Thornton. Not to be confused with Australian comedian Dave Thornton. I don't know who Dave Thornton is, but I'd love to see his work. So already, if you think Australian comedy, right? Who are the names that come to mind? Maybe Alex Williamson, long-time internet veteran, right? He's been doing it for years. Celia Pacquola, yep, one of Australia's leading female comedians. Dave Thornton, on breakfast radio, on trams, again, one of Australia's best comedians. Luke Kidgell, do I come to mind in that? Great. Or, you know what, accuracy. Look, all I'm saying is I appreciate it, and it's very humbling, but I don't think I'm one of Australians 4. When you think mainstream Australian comedy, I don't think I'm top 4, alright? I think Dave Hughes comes, you know what I mean? Will Anderson, there's about 40 names you'd list, or probably 50, and then I'd be coming in, you know what I mean? Around the 60 to 70 mark, alright? And that's if you don't know a lot about Australian comedy. Okay, so, as well as international acts, and he lists a few international guests and stuff. Who are the headline acts of the festival? Now, you clearly haven't done a lot of research about the comedy festival, Nick, because there are no headline acts. Everyone just does their own show. The headliner means there's a bill, and then there's people opening for it, and then some person headlines at the end of the night. You clearly haven't understood the question. Or, you know what, I think his lecturer or tutor hasn't asked him this question. I think Nick's making up the questions as he goes. Like, he's just gone, yeah, what are the headline acts? That sounds about right. And it says the headline acts of the comedy festival this year are the likes of popular media personalities such as, and again, when you think of popular media personalities, you think of Dave Hughes, Will Anderson, your Waleeds, you know what I mean? Not all of them are comedians, right? Who's he got? Number 1, popular media personalities such as Luke Kidgell, Dave Hughes, Adam Hills, Peter Hillier, and Will Anderson. I appreciate it, man. It's really good. I just think there'd be a few other people who'd be pretty disappointed not to make that list, who have been in the game for years. And also, Adam Hills wasn't doing the comedy festival this year. He was in London. So, He lives there now. So, your research is, I'll give it a 1 out of 10 at this point. Amusement, very high, so you're polling very well. I think this is great stuff. And what was the other thing? Oh, spelling mistakes. Yeah, well, you spelt Dave Thornton wrong. And I think you didn't add a comma at one point that should have been there. And this is my favourite bit of this section. To add to the excitement, the headliners will have their launch shows filmed for a Netflix series shown globally. No. You've made that up. You've just gone, what sounds legit? That's not happening. I know. I work in the industry. No one is having a Netflix special film. Some people, a year and a half ago, got specials filmed for Stan, right? Another streaming service. Not Netflix. Alright? So you've just made that up. Dude, his lecturer's gonna read this. I mean, maybe his lecturer's also stupid. All I'm saying is, man, if you still haven't handed this in, maybe tweak a few things, actually do research. I just like the idea that this guy's legitimately submitting this on a university level. And no offense, Nick, this is great stuff. I think even you're watching this and you're going, yeah, fuck, he's got me. I did literally next to no research, and I probably typed this up in one night. This seems like a night before job. I mean, I've been there, man, and I've done it many times before. I love I'm like Trump. I love fake news. Love an alternative fact. Chuck it in there. You just gotta. But the way to make a fake news story sound real is you throw a fake source in there. You go, as said by news.com. No one's looking that shit up. But you haven't even credited a fake news source, so I know you're bullshitting. This is funny. Social media comment from a comedian. I don't think this was a part of the criteria, right? And then he spelt Dave Thornton wrong again. He spelled it Thornton, and he's just copy pasted one of Dave Thornton's tweets from that day on, just going, now whoring myself onto Nova 100 tomorrow for their live comedy festival show. You can't just copy paste a tweet and be like, done. Maybe you can. I don't do uni anymore. Is it this easy? I would have kept, if that's the case, I would have kept doing university, alright? But I didn't realize this was the standard. And then he said, a social media comment from the public, and this is the best, he's just copy pasted one of his own tweets. At the Nick of Time, which is his Twitter name, tweeted, I'm excited for the comedy festival, although it feels like it goes on for too long. I don't know, I just want to see Luke Kidgell perform. Love heart, hashtag Shackers for life. You've put hashtag Shackers for life in a tertiary education assignment. Dude, fucking respect, alright? Pop one, that's popping on the haters, man. That's full on, alright? And this is my favorite. This is where it gets good. You're thinking, oh yeah, that's pretty weird so far. He recaps my VCal video, right? So he's supposed to have gone out. He did this before he came to my show. He sent me this like 3 weeks ago. He was supposed to come see the show, then do a proper review on it, right? He clearly couldn't be fucked leaving the house, so he's looked up Luke Kidgell stand-up on YouTube, and instead of seeing me live, has just reviewed a video on YouTube, right? In the stand-up performance by Luke Kidgell at the Comedy Club, appeals to the specific... Alrighty, okay? This wasn't filmed at a comedy club, alright? It was filmed in a theatre. It doesn't even make sense, this sentence. In the stand-up performance by Luke Kidgell at the Comedy Club, appeals to the specific niche of his audience, which is 13 to 35. Do you mean which appeals? It doesn't really make sense, right? Anyway, specific niche, I would argue 13 to 35 is not a specific niche. It's almost a quarter of someone's lifespan. That's almost the same as Care Super's, like, ad audition, right? 13 to 35 is quite a broad audience. That's about probably 40% of the population that I'm appealing to. Not a specific niche, okay? His jokes within the video is about the VCal program in Victoria, an alternative blah blah blah, an alternative loading program that lets lower intelligent children finish year 12. Oh, fucking hell. His entry-level jokes pander to their intelligence, insulting their intelligence and the program. You used intelligence twice in a sentence, which shows a lot about your intelligence. He then enters into a story lead up to a joke where he visited to speak to a VCAL class. Dude, did you even proofread this shit before you sent it to me? Yeah, he sent this shit, and then you know what? And props to you, because I used to do this shit as well. I would just write anything and be like, "Yeah, it's done. I'm gonna do better shit." Man, he then enters into a story lead up to a joke where he visited to speak VCAL to a VCAL class, where the lead up to the punchline of this one kid in VCAL, his story involving a simple knock knock joke and the punchline. The knock knock joke was the punchline of the VCAL. Oh, I just don't even. I don't.
Mate.
Thank God that was perfectly on that one, mate. What do you mean? What? Oh, dearie me. Okay, let's continue. So, okay, let's do a progress report. How you doing, man? Criteria, thoroughly amusing. Bang, 10 out of 10. Grammar, you're about a 0.2 now out of 10. And what was the other one? Oh, research. Yeah, about a -1 because you didn't even come to my show. Well, he did actually. This guy came to my show. I met him. And he was an awesome bloke. And you know what? The thing is, I met him, and he wasn't dumb. You know what I mean? I know who this guy is, and he was really nice. Wasn't dumb. I know who he is. He goes to my old high school, right? And I don't know why. He clearly just hasn't proofread this. Because he's quite an intelligent dude. The introduction reaction to the performance is smaller giggles and increase in laughter. Nervous laughter over the whole crowd throughout small giggles of laughter. He submitted this to a university. I'm going to continue. People are nervous to laugh because it's at a lower intelligent people expense. So it's at your expense. Is it? A lower intelligent people? Dude, this stinks of VCAL kid. This stinks of VCAL kid reacting to VCAL video. The reaction of the crowd was very held back over the time, but the payoff eventually increased. No, I was crushing. Watch the video. Alright, I was crushing this shit. Okay, what do you mean they were holding back? Dude, there was people watching this right now who were in the audience that night. I was crushing, okay? Man, fucking held back. You get up there and do it. This is so petty. Right, I'm so mad. Right? The reaction of the crowd was okay. The reaction, it eventually created to a payoff on the last punchline and clapping since it was the end of his show. People are very hesitant to laugh, but if the lead up to the jokes was somewhat offensive, possibly even more offensive, more people would have laughed. Right. That makes no sense. You've said people were held back because the jokes were offensive. True. Fair enough. But then you've said, perhaps even if it was even more offensive, more people would laugh.
She'll be right.
No, they won't. What's your logic there?
Hey, mate.
Alright, this is not relevant anymore. Okay? Look, that's the end of his assignment. I'm not going to read anymore. I've done it enough. I'm going to just go out saying, what? What do you... 2 out of 10. That's what I'm giving it. Because I was thoroughly amused, but, no, okay, that's mean. Okay, I'll give it a 4, alright? And you know that this isn't up to scratch, alright? You finished year 12, alright? Even if you're a VCAL kid, there's more spelling mistakes in here, okay, than, I don't know, like a VCAL, there's, look, maybe he's from VCAL, and I don't want to be too harsh, but all I'm going to say is, great start. You're hitting the mark in some areas. I would say a little more research about the comedy festival and me and the amount of success that I've currently achieved in my career, and also a little bit of spell check. I mean, do you know how many fucking red and green lines would have been under that on Word? Doesn't that piss you off, man? Like, you just go right click and then do the recommended what the fuck ever words it. Like, under every sentence in that, this whole assignment would just be like, fragment consider revising. Alright, that's almost the end of the podcast. Thank you very much, Nick. I love your work. Thanks for doing an assignment on me, man. That's very cool. And it's very humbling. All I would say is, yeah, just spell check that shit. And alright, that's the end of the podcast, guys. I did want to say before I go, I said I'd talk about it a bit. The shows in Melbourne, hadn't really recapped it properly, were phenomenal. It was without a doubt the best 2 weeks of my life, and I was truly humbled by the amount of support. If you didn't realise, I sold double the amount of tickets in Melbourne than I sold last year, which is incredible. I sold more tickets just in Melbourne than I did on my entire tour last year, which is phenomenal, and I never expected that. So the support means the world. Over 1,000 of you came and saw the show throughout the festival, which was very cool, and that's 1,000 people, dude. That's insane over the course of 2 weeks. So I really appreciate the support, Melbourne. I'm going to be doing a new show next year, and really hope to see you there. And yeah, I was super happy about how the show evolved over like the 12 nights. And that's not saying that I didn't give, if you came on the first night, that it wasn't a good show or whatever. Actually, the first night I was like, you know what? It doesn't really matter where you come in the run, because either way it's going to be funny for different reasons. Like the last show was tight. I knew the show back to front, like it was the back of my hand, and I was on it. I was hitting every mark, and it was one of the best shows I felt personally that I'd ever done, right? And that's great. If you saw that show, awesome. Thank you very much for coming. But don't be disheartened if you saw the first show, because I'm not saying it wasn't as good in the context of like the show, like the material and the way I delivered it and the flow of the hour as a whole. But the people also coming on the first nights are getting that added thing of, I'm kind of checking my notes, I'm making fun of myself, I'm fucking around a little bit, because I'm like, oh, what's happening? First time I've done this, lol, bit of material, hey, what's your name, what's up, have a chat, you know what I mean, like, so I feel like there's no bad place to come to the show, at all, because even at the start, you know, it's probably even better as a fan to see me at the start going like, because I'm not saying the show was bad at all, not one night was bad, actually, which was great, because man, there was some nights last year that I was performing to 30 people some nights in my first ever, the You Don't Owe Me tour in Melbourne. I mean, I did 12 nights in my first year, and yeah, you're not going to pull people for 12 nights in a row. So there's some nights where I was doing 30 people, and that was great. And at the time, I was just thrilled that anyone was showing up. But this year, there wasn't a bad show. Like every night, there was, I think the lowest crowd I got was over half full. Like the room, I was doing a 100-seater, and at one point, the lowest crowd I got was like 55 or some shit. And that was the lowest by far. Then the second lowest, but after that was like 75. Like, it was phenomenal, the turnout. And yeah, I sold out 9 out of 12 shows. Well, it's not really me. You guys sold out 9 out of 12 shows. So I really appreciate that. Anyway, yeah, the show evolved. I'm super excited now to take around the country, because it's the best it's ever been. Adelaide, Perth, Canberra, Newcastle, Brisbane, Sydney. You're all going to get a banger show, and I can't wait to see you there. And I don't know if I talked about this yet in the podcast, but Brisbane sold out. That is the coolest shit. Dude, I'm not even coming there for 2 months. Okay, it's probably about... I'm dying. Alright, it sold out like about 7 weeks before, 2 weeks. So, we've added another show on the same night. I'm doing 2 shows in Brisbane. I'm doing a 7 p.m. show and a 9:30 p.m. show. So, if you're in Brisbane, get on that shit. It's going to be loose. The second show, mate, you're coming to see that. I'm going to be on it by the second. Dude, it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. I've never done that before. I've never done 2 of my own shows. I've done 2 gigs a night, but never 2 of my own shows. So, yeah, Brisbane, you're truly humbling me. That's very cool. I booked that venue thinking I might sell out the first one, and you've sold it out 2 months before I've even rocked up to Brisbane. So I've added a second show. Go get your tickets. It's already moving. Tickets are already moving pretty fast. I only posted about it once. So get on that shit. And I reckon we could sell out 2 in Brisbane. Sydney, it's well over half full, and it's the biggest show I'm ever doing. I'm doing a theatre, the Giant Dwarf Theatre. It's going to be crazy. Thinking, if you guys sell it out, of getting the show filmed, just to upload some clips online next year. That's the plan at this stage, but I don't know what's going to happen. So if you want to be there, it's not going to be like an official taping of my show, but just getting it filmed and stuff. I need to inquire about it and how it's going to work. But it's going to be the biggest show I've ever done, so I do want to document it. And it's going to be a fucking amazing night. So Sydney, if you're coming, Canberra, get on that shit, please. Dude, it's like Newcastle last year. I was like, just come. Alright? Dude, I'm going to rock up to Canberra, and it's going to be me, the sound guy, and like, I mean, yeah, okay, I have not, look, it probably won't sell out. That's all I'm saying, is please come to Canberra, okay? Don't book on the day that I get there. Book early. It scares the shit out of me, because I don't want to cancel the show. So if you're from Canberra, book tickets if you want to come. I'd love to see that. It's the first time I've ever been in Canberra, so it's a ginormous risk that I'm even going there. So it's not selling great as of yet, but things are going to pick up. I believe in you guys. I have faith. Okay, Newcastle was selling shithouse last year, and on the night, people turned up, and it was an awesome night. Don't do that. It scared the shit out of me. And Newcastle, yeah, dude, Newcastle's going to be sick this year. I'm doing the same room that I did last year, but this year I think I'm going to fill it. Last year, I like half filled the room. It was the first solo show I'd ever done in a place I'd never ever been to or even heard of in my life. And people rocked up. So, yeah, Newcastle are probably going to fill this year. Sydney, get down. I think it will sell out. And, yeah, Adelaide, Perth, you're next. Adelaide, get on that shit. Doing the Rhino Room again. I want to fill it this time. And Perth, there's only 15 tickets left to Perth, and I'm not adding another show. It's too late. You guys fucked it, all right? It's going to be one show, and it's going to sell out. So get on it if you haven't come to Perth. That's all I have to say about the shows. I'll see you guys next week on the podcast, and yeah, have a good week, guys. Look out for people with fake mustaches. Make sure you document it. And yeah, if you're over 40 listening to this and ride a skateboard, chuck that shit in the bin. All right, you deserve more. Have a good one, guys. See you later.